Learn Brizy Page Builder, and I am JP with part 2 on headers and footers. And in this part 2, we are looking at how you can create a custom header and footer when you are working with the Brizy Free WordPress version. So keep that in mind. We are in WordPress, we are using Brizy Free, and naturally when you are in WordPress, you do need to use a theme. Now, in part 1, we looked at how you add headers and footers to your pages and to your site when you are using Brizy and you want to apply those headers and footers from your theme. And before we start, I want to say this from the offset. And that is, the sad part to understand is, and it's just reality, is that I would say in 99% cases, when you are working with Brizy Free, you need to use the headers and footers of the theme. That's just how it's going to be, especially if you are working with multi-sites, if you have a blog, or if you have e-commerce like WooCommerce, or any other kind of plugin that uses an archive page and dynamic content. The moment you go into those regions, you will have to step away from doing things custom in terms of headers and footers, and you will have to use the theme's headers and footers. But in this video, we're going to show you that, hey, indeed, you can create headers and footers in Brizy Free in WordPress all by yourself. Here is my page, and this page had been created in Brizy Free. Let's quickly just go have a look at what we've got here. And the first thing I will show you is the theme that I'm using this time, which is Suki, S-U-K-I. And I have used Suki, created those pages, and I've used them the way that you would normally create a page within Brizy. And that's why you didn't see any headers and footers there. I have created in total, I think 5 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As I hover over these pages, we've got this, I think it's a photography site. So we've got a home page, we've got exhibition, contact gallery, and blog. As I hover over them, you will see these quick links appear down here. And if you don't know what they are and you've never used them, try and use them because they're actually quite nifty. This edit button is exactly the same as clicking on the name. The quick edit will open this little pop-up here or drop-down area where you can make a few changes. And then you have trash if you want to send it to the bin. You have a view that will take you to the front end. And then here, if you had created that page within Brizy, it will say Edit with Brizy. So instead of clicking on Home, and then waiting for your home page to load, and then click here on Continue to Edit with Brizy, which is 2 steps, you can cut out one of those 2 steps by just clicking on that icon that says Edit with Brizy. So let's go back there. Not icon, right? Short link. Go to Dashboard. I could have just clicked back. We go to Pages, All Pages. And then here we go to Home. So instead of then Home and then in there, you just go and click here on Edit with Brizy. But before we go in there, I want you to notice up here on the blog that I don't have that option to click on Edit with Brizy. The reason why, Bobby, is because when you are working with Brizy Free, you cannot create dynamic content. You rely on the theme. So whereas all these pages can be created within Brizy, your blog page, which is a dynamic page, cannot be created in Brizy. You need to create that page within your builder within WordPress. So not strictly the theme, but you create it within WordPress. You cannot step outside of the WordPress editor. And this is usually an empty page. If I click here on blog, and I know I'm digressing, but I just want to cover this at the very beginning. You see there is nothing here. Your blog page is always empty. You just create this page, you save it, and then when you go to your settings and reading, over here under your home page displays, next to posts page, you will choose that blog page to assign it to that. This page cannot be created with Brizy. As such, it cannot be edited with Brizy. And why is that important? The reason that is important, because when you create custom headers and footers within Brizy, you can create it only to those pages that are made with the Brizy Builder. Those that aren't cannot do that. And we'll show you soon what that means for your end product. Let's jump back into pages and let's go to the home boy and edit with Brizy. And we go and create our custom header and footer. And there's a nifty little element also in the Brizy Builder that you can use for that. And I didn't click on that. Click again. We've got the circles of time spinning our way ahead into the future. And here we go. What you're going to do in Brizy Free, and this is completely different in Brizy Pro, so don't get lost along the way. I mean, even I get lost. Currently, you have to consider within Brizy, there are actually 4 products. You've got 2 mainstream products, Brizy WordPress and Brizy Cloud. And for each of them, you've got a free and a pro version. So 4 products in short. We want to create a new block. We're going to use that block as our header. You can click here and that will give you a new one, or you can go down to the bottom and click here. There's a shortcut key, Control-Shift-A or Command-Shift-A. I'm going to do that, Control-Shift-A, and that will open the splash screen for you, and you just say add a blank block. I'm a big user of shortcut keys, so you will always see me do that. Now again, Bobby, you're going to ask me, where is that block that you just created? That block is at the bottom. It's going to add it by default here at the bottom. We want it at the top because, hey, that's where a header goes. To do that, go to the sidebar, over here, reorder blocks, and grab this block here at the bottom that you had just created. Click and drag all the way to the top. Here we are. Let's put it on the color that we had for the black. Okay, there we go. I'm going to decrease that, and then I'm going to drag it. And what I'm doing now is I'm building out my own header. So I'm going to bring in a logo, which will be an image. Click over here, and I'm going to use this one here. That's part of it. And this image is going to come in all whacked. The first thing you do is go to settings, and here where height is, you just double click and type in 100%, and that will give you the real height. Now you grab it, click on it, handles, and you drag it until you don't see that pixelation. And if you want it bigger, you will of course have to create an image with a higher resolution. Let's put that one to the left, and there we go. Over here, we're going to create now our menu. And we're not really going to create it. We're just going to grab an element for that. Add elements, click. At the bottom, you see there is an area for WordPress, sidebar, short code, and then menu. This is the one we're going to use. Click and drag, drop it here. And when you have already created a menu, like I have in this case for those 5 pages, it will automatically put it in there for you. If you don't see it, click on the element, and that will give you the toolbar. Go to the left here where you see settings, click, and then here menu, select the menu that you have created. Sometimes it happens, I've seen a lot of people say that it comes in with an error, and that error means it couldn't find the menu. Just go and check here. And if you haven't created a menu, you will need to go back into the back end and go to Appearance, Menu, and create your menu. Of course, the problem we face here is that we cannot see what's going on here. So let's go and change the color first. Click here on our color, and I'm just going to choose this white. And then let's go back here to our settings. Spacing will determine the space between these menu links. Grab that, and I'm going to increase it a little bit. And then we go to our typography to change what we want to do here. I'm going to use pop-ins because pop-ins had been used throughout my site. We need to keep things consistent. So click on pop-ins. And what I'm going to do here, you see the weight is currently set at semi-bold. That is too thick for me, so I'll go for light. Let's see the light and normal. Aesthetic-wise, I want to go for light. And then I'm going to increase the letter spacing because they're a little bit squashed, just 0.5, and that looks better. Let's increase it a little bit to 15. Yeah, and I think I like that. Usually when I work with a one-line element or one-line text element like headers or headings, I put my line height on 1. So I decrease it. The only reason is that removes all the space at the top and the bottom, and that gives me just that perfectionist and OCD control over my elements, which is totally unnecessary, but that's what I do. So there we go. Those are my settings for that. Next is the color, and when we get here to color, I want to point out the shortcomings of this element within Brizy Free. And you have to get to grips with it from the get-go. Usually when you go to somebody's website and you see their header at the top with the menu, and you want to click on something, as you hover over it, the color changes, or there is some kind of animation like it gets bigger in size, or there's a line under it. Nothing is going to happen with this element in Brizy Free. It's highly restricted. And as such, I don't think I've ever used it. That is why when I use Brizy Free, I use the header and footers of a theme. I just get my favorite theme or favorite themes, and I use one of them because this one is very limited. Well, you have to take into consideration it is Brizy Free, right? So this is for free. Beggars can't be choosers. So the color you choose here, which is currently white, is going to be white. Whether it's on that page, your active link, whether it is a hover effect, it's going to be white. There is no such a thing. Then you have one more option here to align it to the right, and that's where I want to put it. Finally, if you look at it, well, this one is a little bit here to the top, and this one is nicely over here. So we want to get this vertically center aligned. Go to the column, and then settings, and over here, put it in the center. That looks much better. And that's it. Do you see what I've done there? And let's quickly save our work, Control Command S, and then let's go and preview it on the front end so that you can see it works. And I'm going to show you also another thing then. So here is our menu. As you see, I hover over it. We get the little hand that indicates to us, hey, you can click on it. Good. So I'm going to do something next, and then we put a pin in that and we come back to it. So from here, you can navigate. This is our home page. So if I click here on home page, it's going to reload this page and it's going to come exactly back to the same page. We've only added this header to the home page. If I click on gallery, it's going to give me my gallery page, but without a header. Here's my gallery page, no header. Like I said, put a pin in that, we come back to it. Close this front end and we go back into our builder. Before we tackle the problem of what's going on our gallery page, let's go create a simple footer as well. At the bottom, add a new block, add a blank block, and then we do the same. Let's give it black color. I'm going to reduce the padding and then delete one of these columns. Right click, delete, and I'll bring in some text. Triple click to select all, and we call it copyright 2020, as if anyone cares. And then Madman Production, and we center align it. Under this, let's bring in a menu element again, go down here, WordPress menu, drop it down here, and we'll make a few changes again. Click on it. Let's change the color to this gray over here. Go to WordPress. Okay, that's fine. Let's put it on Poppins, and I'm going to put it again on light. And I think there we go. Right, so there we have created our footer. So as simple as that. Header and footer created. Congratulations. But as we know, we just saw that these guys don't appear on the other pages. We've only added them to our home page. We also have to add them to the gallery and exhibition page. The problem is, do we need to recreate it each and every time we go to those pages? If you've worked with Brizy, you know my answer is going to be no, you don't. What you need to do now is you need to save these, and then you can use them again on these other pages. Go to your block, settings, and you will see a save option here. But don't do that. There is a second feature of saving that is called global blocks. And the global blocks feature is over here, all the way to the left in the toolbar settings. And if you click on it, you see it says make it global. The difference between a save block and a global block is that a global block can be used again anywhere on your site. And any change that you make to one block will immediately reflect in the other blocks linked to that block. Because we want to put this header on every page, we want those headers to be linked, because maybe in the future we want to change the color of this and we don't want to go to each and every page and change those colors. So we want it to be linked, we make it global. Let me show you. We say make it global, click on it, and after we've done that, the global little icon appears here. Some weird stuff happened there that almost gave me a heart attack, but everything returned to normal. Let's go down to the bottom and we do the same for our footer. Click on the settings all the way to the left and make it global. And it's giving me a second stroke for the day. All right. If you hear any birds in the background, it's early morning here. We have these hadidas that or Hadida. Do they have a plural? Hadidai? I think it's Hadidas, right? Plural. Let's update and let's go to the front end and see how this all plays out. Front end again. And we have our header here at the top. Very, very nice. Scroll down to the bottom and here we have our footer. Let's go and apply that to our gallery page. So I click here on gallery and then I'm going to close this one because we're done. So this is now our front end for gallery. And we want to add the header here and we want to add the footer here. Do you begin to understand now the benefits maybe of choosing your theme header and footer instead of creating it custom within Brizy Free? Because within your theme, those headers and footers are automatically applied to all your pages. If you are going to create custom headers and footers within Brizy Free, you will have to go and do it for each and every page. There's no reason why I say you shouldn't do it. It's just something you have to understand, that there are quite a number of extra steps that you need to take. Now, what we have to do is go up here, edit page with Brizy. We go into our builder. And what we're going to do is insert those saved global blocks that we had created for the home page. Let's add that block, click here, go to global blocks, and over here you see the one that we had saved for our header, and click on it and it will add that block for us. Just give it some time to load. And then once it has loaded, go to your reorder blocks in the sidebar, grab it and drag it to the top. And we do exactly the same for the bottom. Add a new block, go to global blocks, and then over here. There you go. And now you update that. Go to the front end. And there you see. Let's test it. We go to home because we've created it for the home page. And we can go to the bottom and click on gallery because it's in the gallery. Here we go, our gallery. And if we click now on exhibition, we're going to have the same issue that it's not there. And I'm going to do it one more time. So I'll just close this one from the back end. And then this is gallery, right? Gallery, oh, exhibition. Exhibition page. Let's click on that. Give everything some time to load. I think these images are pretty big. Okay. And then go here. Global blocks. Do the same thing. Click and drag to the top and go to the bottom. And we do that one as well. You need to stick around. Don't go away yet because you're going to see the problem we're going to run into very soon when we get to the blog page. So we have here at the bottom, we have here at the top, we update, Control Command S, and then we go and preview it. I think I'm going to file a request for the team to give us a shortcut key for preview. I preview all the time, and that would be nice as well, just to have some shortcut key for that. Okay, so we've got the first three pages. We've got them figured out, and you see we've applied a very nice header and footer. What is important when you use the WordPress, well, that menu, or well, that icon for the menu that's called the WordPress menu, it is important you use that when you create a menu like this for SEO purposes. The WordPress will log that for you, or well, it will keep that information. So when it goes into a search engine, it will know where to find these links. If you create this, for example, with text elements, it won't have the same effect. So just remember that, and remember the shortcomings of this. There's nothing you can do here. What you see is what you get. You cannot change hover effect. You cannot change like animation for it. Nothing like that here. This is as simple as. Now we go to the blog page. And do you remember what I showed you at the beginning? That the blog page didn't have that little thing that said edit page with Brizy. If I click here on the menu and I click on blog, you will see here in the admin toolbar at the top, the WordPress toolbar, I don't have that option that I had before, edit page with Brizy. I only have this one, edit page. The second thing you will notice is that this header here appears. And where does this header and this footer here at the bottom come from? They come from my theme. So this is the header that had been created within my Suki theme and had been applied on all the pages. So you can see here is the difference between having a dedicated header within a theme. When I hover over these, I get that animation into a different color, and even over here for these social icons. I can even create these social icons within the Brizy Free version. I just didn't. It's possible. So the kind of header you see here can basically be replicated within Brizy Free. I just put that in the center and I put some social icons on the right. Same for the one here at the bottom. So this is not something that cannot be done in Brizy Free. The problem you have is that your blog archive page, which is this page, cannot be created within Brizy Free. So I have no opportunity here to click on Edit Page with Brizy and add that block. This is the end of the road, and there's nothing you can do. Unless you can make this header in your theme exactly the same as the one that you created in Brizy, you will have actually two different kinds of headers, like you've seen here. Unless you can do it exactly the same, then you can have that. But once you say do it exactly the same, why do it at all? Just use your theme's headers and footers. So this is not only true for blogs, this is also true for e-commerce. You will have your shop, your cart pages, and those pages cannot be edited with Brizy. So you cannot add a header or footer with the free Brizy header custom headers that you've made and custom footers that you have made. So why do it at all? There are a few instances where I think it's quite useful. Number one, let's go quickly here to the home page. Let's say you are making a one-page website, just a one-page website. Then having or making your own custom header is very convenient. It's a very simple idea, and you just create your own one-pager. You don't need to link between different pages on your site. Then that's good to go. Second instance is if you don't have any dynamic content. If you don't have a blog, if you don't have e-commerce, then you also can create your custom headers by yourself. But thinking outside the box, the thing here is that with this menu, you can actually use it anywhere on your site. And that's more how I see this menu element, not to be used as a header, but to be used as somewhere else on the site. Let me give you an example. Let's edit this page with Brizy. And the possibility arises that on your site, you want to create a second header. And this is very common when you link your menu links to sections and not to pages. So here I have various sections down below, and I want to add a menu here to link to these three sections. Okay, let's do that very quickly, and I'm not going to explain too much, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So here we have gallery. First, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give them anchor links. So I go to the settings, and then more settings, and advanced, and then over here, where am I now? Styling, advanced, I'm losing something here. Block name, there I am. Okay, so I'm going to call this gallery, and I'll keep it all small caps. I'm going to lock it up here like this so I can keep that page open, and I'm going to put it on the other side. Then I'll go to this one. I'll click here on the settings. I'll click on this block, and just click here on advanced. Okay, there we go. Got it now, and I'll call it show. So gallery, ooh, not looking at my keyboard, show. Let's see the next one. Click here. Okay, it didn't remember the sticky settings there. Let's click on this one. Okay, that is advanced. And then this one we will call William. There I go again. Where's my keyboard? William. Right. So I have created these anchor links now here for these three sections. William, show, and gallery. Let's update that. And I'm going to exit now first to my WordPress. Bear with me while we're in this madness. Then go to Appearance, Menus, and I'm going to create a new menu. So go up here to edit your menu below or create a new menu. And now I've got my big fat cat called Rocco or Bumblebee. She's not trying to get on the keyboard, so that's another fight. And I'm going to call this Section Menu. Section Menu. So I'm creating a second menu here. Click on that. Create menu. Ta-da! Go over here to custom links, and we're going to create those three links that we've just seen. So the first one was gallery, hash, and then gallery, and gallery, and then I type here gallery, and add to menu. Next one is going to be hash show, and remember that hash. Oh, that's an at. I just said that. Hash show over here shows. And then the last one was William. And that one I'm going to call William, hash William, but I call it about me. Now I've created this section menu, any kind of menu. And because I'm going to use it there, I don't need to assign it anywhere here. So let's click on Save Menu. I've created the menu. We go back to our pages, all pages, home, and click here, Edit with Brizy. Right. We want to put that menu over here. So let's do that. I'm going to bring a blank block. Ah, Rocco. Klim af. Okay. Sorry about that. Staan soon too. Right. And delete. Just help this cat. She's all over the place. Okay. And bring in our menu element over here. Menu, drop it there. And now we click again on it, go to WordPress, and we select our second menu. And it's going to appear here. Let's just reduce that a little bit, like so. Give it more space. And update. Go to the front end. And if I click now on gallery, it will go to gallery. Click on shows, it will go on shows. And I think some of you are going, oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, great stuff, right? This is where I probably would see the functionality and practicality of using the WordPress menu element that is included within the builder, but not so much for creating custom headers and footers. For that, I still recommend get yourself a good theme, get happy with your theme, and if you are using Brizy Free, rather go for that within your theme, because you can do much, much more in terms of animation and getting people to notice on which page they are by that page being active with a highlight color, and also some other animations like, it will grow as you hover over it, things like that. Good. This is how you create headers and footers for yourself by using the element and the blocks within Brizy Free. In part 3, we will look at how this is accomplished by using the WordPress Brizy Pro. JP here, signing off.